Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, to this brand new installment of Renegade Wrestling. I am your host, JJ Williams. Happy Monday, and before I get into your guys' questions and answers, there's just something I have to do. Yes, you see that right. Lay's chicken and waffle potato chips. No, we're not being paid by them to do this. This is just something I had to do. Everybody has been raving about these, so when we went to the store the other day, we found them, we bought them, and these things are Statboy approved. Get you some while you can, and goddamn it, Frito-Lay, bring back the loaded chili cheese ruffles. Anywho, on to your viewer questions. Shelly Conrad. Hey JJ, if you were to do a card with WWE versus TNA, who would you book? Here we go with one of these scenarios again. Folks, this is going to be the last time I answer one of these WWE TNA cards, so please do not ask me again. Based off of the talent that is currently on the programs and under contract, I would have Wade Barrett versus Douglas Williams. Bobby Roode and Austin Aries versus Team Hell No. Bully Ray versus Sheamus. Tara and Gail Kim versus Natalya and Tamina. On the big stage, for the whole world to finally be able to see it, Samoa Joe versus CM Punk. Christopher Daniels versus The Miz. And of course, everybody's wet dream come true, Sting versus The Undertaker. Moving on now. Like I said, please, no more of these WWE versus TNA questions. In the 2+ years I've been doing the show, I think this is like the 3rd or 4th time I've answered that question, so please no more. Neff Maivia. After this recent arrest, do you see Jack Swagger being released? Yes, but not right away. I see him serving a 30-day suspension, hopefully prior to WrestleMania. There were 48 days as of last week. So -7, there's 41 days roughly until WrestleMania. He can still serve a 30-day suspension, come back with 11 days prior to WrestleMania, and still have his world title match, possibly even still defeat for the title Alberto Del Rio, and then have Dolph Ziggler cash in on him. So that would be a triple whammy, really, in Jack Swagger's face. He'd have his 30-day suspension, win the title and have it immediately taken away from him, and then release right after WrestleMania. I think the angle they've got Swagger and Zeb Cultura on right now is too hot to just kill it right away. You've got to let this thing ride out, at least through Mania, and then get rid of him with their spring cleaning that they do every year. B. Diddy 2K6. I read a report that Vince is tired of Cena versus Punk, and they won't fight each other for a while. Do you think that with Cena's upcoming match with The Rock, it's a perfect opportunity to turn Cena heel? Yes, but it won't happen. John Cena turning heel right now isn't going to happen. They've missed so many opportunities to turn Cena heel. I read somebody's post on the YouTube in response to this question, and I agree with them. I don't think Cena will turn heel as long as Vince is the chairman. Once Vince officially steps down behind the scenes too, and Stephanie and Hunter take over completely, is when Cena will turn heel. And they're not going to have him turn heel against Rocky. Like I've been saying on the shows for a while, they'll have him do it when he beats The Undertaker and ends the streak. Even though he shouldn't, that's what all signs are pointing to. That's when he'll have his heel turn. Because he'll finally be the guy that ends the streak, and everyone will hate him for it. Kirby shot us. Hey JJ, with Ryback being with the company for more than a year, do you think he's going to be huge like Goldberg or a fail like Ahmed Johnson? I think he's going to be a WWE run Goldberg, not a WCW run Goldberg. I don't think he's going to be a failure of Ahmed Johnson levels because he's already sold more tickets and put more asses in seats than Ahmed Johnson ever did. Hashtag real talk. But Ryback was probably promised a Goldberg push, and he was expecting a WCW style Goldberg push, and it's no. You're the Goldberg that jobs to Triple H, gets a 1 or 2 month title run, and jobs it back, and is just buried until you fight Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 20 in one of the shittiest WrestleMania matches ever. That's the type of push Ryback's going to get. He'll still get a decent push. He might even become world champion. If there's any God in heaven, he won't, though. But he's not going to be as huge as Goldberg was in WCW, and he's not going to be as big of a failure as Ahmed Johnson was. That about wraps it up for this episode. Short and sweet this time. Get your questions in on Twitter at ROWJJWilliams, Facebook fan pages, YouTube, video responses. Y'all saw Friday's show. You saw some video questions in there. I'd like to eventually be able to make it where one day a week is strictly video questions, and one day a week is questions submitted like this through Facebook or Twitter. So get your questions in. Tomorrow in the Pink will be here. Wednesday Stat Boy. Still unsure as to what Thursday will bring as of yet. But I will see you again right back here on Friday with another all-new Renegade of Wrestling. Until then, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel.